Yo, what's up guys? Mayor Mass here and welcome back to another video. So, I really hope you guys had a great 4th of July. I did. I got to take Chowder out to the fireworks show and tonight I'm going to a rave. So, unfortunately guys, tomorrow is when we're gonna have our Lolcow laugh line. Now, other than talking about the 4th of July and raves, we are gonna talk about Nova today because some new allegations about him came out and they seem to actually be very true. Nova's also been having these really crazy spending habits, and I really don't know how he's even able to do it with how broke he is. It really has to be all the cameos and stuff people be buying from him, and I really don't know why they're doing it. Just please stop already. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? These predators can't stack bread.
So what happened was is that I was friends with him for almost 3 years, or like about 3 years. So I was 14, turning 15 when I became friends with him, and he used to play Fortnite on Twitch. He doesn't use Twitch anymore, but he had a Twitch account. And I used to play Fortnite with him. Like, he would invite me to play. And we were playing Fortnite. And he asked me, hey, can I have your Discord so, like, I can text you better? And I was like, okay, cool. And the only time he would text me is just to hop on Fortnite. And I was like, okay, cool, whatever. And this is before I saw, like, the weird stuff about him or whatever. And I was like, okay, whatever, right? Fast forward. He like got, I guess, like that account, I don't know what happened to it, but he got a new account. And I added him on this new account because he told me to. And then he wasn't talking to me. He was low key like telling me all my life, I hate my life, blah blah, but then he wouldn't respond to what I was saying to him, or when I would reply back to him, he would just low key just, I hate my life, like, I wish I died. And then I would respond like, why, what's wrong? And then no respond until he'd be like, I hate my life. And then I'd be like, why, what's wrong? Ah.
So of course the first thing this person talks about is how he tries to sympathy bait them by saying, oh, F my life, and never answering back to them what's actually going on, when we all know what was probably going on at that point. Him probably being harassed for being a predator, rightfully so. A lot of screenshots are also accompanied in this video too, and a lot of them are really weird and creepy because he's asking this person if they're awake to play Fortnite and stuff. Nova, go get a life. Go touch some grass. Stop trying to play Fortnite with minors. I may have just said all of that like it's happening right now, and to be honest, it probably is, but this story, as the lady said, went on for about 3 years. She was 17, and I don't know how old he was. I really wish we got a year to confirm what age he was, but I'm pretty sure he was over the age of 18, or at least 18 at the time. Either way, it's just really creepy, him trying to talk to minors in Discord, no matter the age. And being a grown man talking to children about your goddamn makeup job, and a real pathetic one at that. The little Michelin man really does not look good here at all. It's just real despicable.
But then he was having a contest of like, in his server, he was trying to make like, have a contest, see who can make the best merch, right? And I sent him like, hey, this is like what I think will be a good merch for you. And it was really cool. And he told me that he was going to use it, but he never used it to make merch.
Not as harsh of an allegation as the others that are going to come up, but it just really shows that Nova isn't a man of the people, and he's not a man of his word either.
But then later on in our friendship, he would like, we would play games and we would do this and that, right? But then he was telling me like, oh, I fucked my life. And then I'd be like, what's wrong? And usually he wouldn't respond. But that day he was like, oh, it's just the trolls and stuff, and they're saying mean things about me. And I was like, why? Like, blah, blah, blah. And he was like, well, they're saying I talk to little kids. And I was like, they think you talk to little kids? Like, what? And he was like, yeah, and blah, blah, blah. And I was like, no, it's gonna be okay. Like, everything's gonna be better. I promise, blah, blah, blah.
They think I talk to little kids, as he's talking to what he thinks is a 14-year-old. And the way it's so easy for him to confide in a minor about such a topic is insane to me. Not only is he talking to a minor, but he's talking about allegations of himself being a predator.
And he'd be like, "Oh, thank you." And then he wanted me to join a voice call. And I never joined a voice call with this guy besides only like voice chat and Fortnite. And he was talking to me and he was like, "I'm sad. I wish I had a hug. I wish I could hug you." And I was like, "Really? Oh, okay." And then I'd be like, "Yeah, but I'm," how old was I? Like 16? I was like 16. And I was like, "Oh, I'm 16." And he was like, "But I'm not being weird, am I?" And I was like, "No."
So after telling this minor he's an alleged predator, he tells her that if he were with her, that he would be hugging her. Really creepy behavior to be doing right after being called out for being a predator. And at times, she would even tell him that she's 16 and he would be real manipulative about it and ask her if he's not being weird about it.
Whoa. And so, like, that was happening. And he was telling me, like, "Oh, you're making me regress." And I was like, "What's regress?" And he was like, "Oh, it's where I just go back to the state of being a little kid. You make me feel like I want to be a little kid again." And I was like, "Why?" And he's like, "Because you're such a mommy." And I was like, "What?" And he was like, "Yeah, you're such a mommy. You do this and do that. And you comfort me when I'm sad." And I was like, "Well, I'm just being a friend." And he was like, "Yeah, but it's more than that." And I was like, "Okay, that's kind of weird." Or
I'm not gonna lie to you guys. This is my live reaction, basically, of these allegations, and they just get so bad. Really? Teaching her about age regression and telling her that she's a mommy and he feels like a kid again with her? Just really, really disturbing. I'm even appalled. The little Michelin man never fails to surprise me.
and then he was like we were then I started seeing the videos on TikTok, and then I went down a rabbit hole of Nova, and I was like, "Wait, all of this makes sense." Like with the diapers, and when he would talk to me, he would use like the baby voice, right? And so I went on a rabbit hole, and I was like, "Wait, so the guy that I consider a friend actually is not doing, like, he's a weirdo." So then I was just curious because I was like, because I was just dead ass curious. So I was asking because I seen videos about his binky, and I was like, "Oh, let me just ask." And I was like, "Do you have a binky? I think I seen a video about it." And he was like, "All these people that say that binkies, blah blah blah, I don't." And I was like, "Do you?" And he was like, "Well, I do." And so he showed me his binky, and he said that he like sucking on it, reminds him of being a baby. Or he like would hold a stuffed animal and he would turn on his camera and be like, "I wish it was you, wish it was you." And I was like, "Okay, this is kind of weird. Like, I'm getting uncomfortable." And I was telling him I was getting uncomfortable. He was like, "You think I'm a weirdo? You think I do this? You think I do that? Blah blah blah." And I was like, "Bro, what the fuck? Like, what the fuck?" And then he sent me because he said that my voice was relaxing. He says that I think it's personally annoying, but you know, whatever. But he was saying that my voice was relaxing and that like he could fall asleep to it. And then he sent me like this thing of like his favorite ASMRs, and some of them would be like, "Mommy gives you a hug, mommy gives you kisses," and he told me that he wanted me to like, I guess, make one for him because he was so much of a mom, like I was so much of a mother or a mommy, I guess, which is weird, but
Nova is just one of the most disturbing people on this platform, and I really feel like he needs to go because this is insane. Actually sitting and just really preying on this minor right after getting called out for the disturbing acts that he's committed already. He admitted to all of the binky stuff that people were talking about at the time and all the age regression stuff, but something that made my stomach turn was when he was asking this person for ASMRs of her voice because it's relaxing. That is very, very disturbing. I keep saying it's disturbing like a broken record, but what other word can I use for it? Grotesque?
I have a lot of screenshots of text between Nova. I have videos of him showing me his binky and stuff like that, which I'm very 100% like. I made a TikTok post about it like not that long ago, but it got like no views, and I stopped being friends with him. I told him I was like, I'm not gonna be your friend anymore, and I stopped being his friend. I like I unfriended him. I didn't block him, but he low key was like using me for a little bit. Like, you know, it was just felt worse because it was like, I was like, when he was getting diagnosed with like depression, I was his friend, and he was telling me while he was at the hospital, like getting diagnosed with depression and like anxiety and stuff like that. And I was there making sure, like, I was like, oh, it's okay, it's gonna be okay, right? But then when he started like doing the Nova Core, or when he started like more food reveals and stuff like that, he started being more of like rah 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 rah. He kind of just like stopped talking to me, and
This person ended up stopping the friendship because of the way that Nova was two-faced. Every time he would get attention from the internet, he would barely talk to her, and he would be real agitated towards her when they would talk. And then when he wasn't getting no attention from the internet and nobody was looking at him, he was always going her way trying to play Fortnite or get in the voice chats with her. Nova would also continuously ask for weird things, and that would also contribute to the end of their friendship. Nova in his TikTok recently has been really giving out a lot of info about his personal life, and one of the TikToks he talks about how sad and depressing his life is, how he's riddled with depression and anxiety, and I mean, those aren't no joke, but to be honest, if you're just gonna keep using it as a way to sympathy bait everyone, well then, we're just gonna use it against you. Being honest.
Alright, y'all. Normally I'm like this cheery person in front of the camera, but that isn't the case today. I just want to have a heart-to-heart with the real fans. And if you're not 18 yet, keep scrolling. This is for adults only. So, hey. I just want to have a heart-to-heart because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff behind closed doors, and it's just something I need to get off my chest for a while. Many of you don't know this, but I was diagnosed with depression in April of 24. I've been on medication for it ever since. I was also diagnosed with anxiety about a couple months ago. I'm also on medication for that. It seems like I've been having a lot of control, like no control over my mental health issues. And it's something I need to get off my chest. Like, I just wanted to open up about my mental health issues to my fan base because, as I've said, I've got barely any real friends. IRL, so I've really been struggling. And I just wanted to say this up front because it seems like everyone's turning a blind eye to this, so hopefully you guys have heard me out. It's just my depression's gotten so bad lately, and I don't know if you can tell, but I've lost my motivation to shower, and I find comfort in eating. That's why I'm so fat. This is what happens and what depression does to people.
The way that this dude overshares way too much of his life, him and his ED, him and losing his motivation to shower, and him eating a lot, I mean, that's kind of evident, to be honest. I mean, did you guys see that side profile? That was insane. He's been eating quite a bit recently. It's not really okay to make fun of things like depression and anxiety, but We gotta think about it like this. 1, Nova's a predator, and 2, he's just trying to use it as a way to sympathy bait to get out of every criticism that he is under right now. Him being as greasy as he is, and him being as chunky as he is. As usual, people on the internet continue to make fun of Nova, and it's for all the right reasons. Him having this massive spending habit and just not having a job at all, losing one recently, in fact, and somebody tells him to apply to Indeed or make it a joke or something. I forgot what the joke was, but they made a joke and he responded with a full on TikTok showing where he was applying to.
Okay, I am sick and tired of these comments showing up on every single video I post when I am actively looking for a job, but nobody wants to fucking hire me. So, I've had it. I'm going to show you proof that I'm actually applying for jobs. First up, bakery assistant. They viewed my application, never heard back. Also, cook at a Mexican restaurant. Applied. They probably hit delete on my application before they even viewed it. Next up, line cook at a local bar. They viewed my application, yet I haven't heard back. Hotel housekeeper at a local hotel. They never viewed my application. Even Taco Bell hasn't even gotten back to me yet. And as you can see, these were all applied for within the last week. So stop with the get a job comments, because I'm actively working on it. FML.
So him going through all of his job applications, the funniest one I think there was him being a housekeeper. He can't even clean his own room. What does he think he's gonna clean about 100 more rooms? And all of these food places probably aren't accepting his application, probably because on his background, he's probably known as a lazy worker, someone who just gets the job and never goes in and does anything, just calls in and just complains. And the people giving him cameos and stuff are just giving him an easy way out, and I really don't know why. It's just really despicable behavior. So Nova on the 4th of July was very lonely. No family, no friends to be around. I mean, maybe there was family, but in this TikTok, it's just him outside popping off fireworks by himself, and it's just real lonely because I forgot to say this, but he's been on his alcoholic arc recently, and he's been going out to bars, and he's been super, super lonely going out to these bars. No family or friends either. He's just a super lonely dude in general.
Today I'm lighting off my first firework in over 5 years. Just a disclaimer, please be careful when using fireworks. Don't be dumb and stupid. Walking down with my firework, the Tiny Titan. Let's light it. Place it down. Got it. Oh shit! Happy 4th, everyone! Holy sh**! Oh, this is going on for pretty long! Is it almost done yet? How is it still going? Okay, get the frick away, get the frick away. How is it going on for this long? That was worth it. Now that was a cool waste of $10. NovaOnline Universe, signing off.
I don't know if y'all caught that at the end, but the fireworks almost caught the dead grass that was all around him on fire. That really would have been a terrible waste of $10, Nova. I actually can't believe how much he doesn't care about anybody or anything around him just for the sake of TikTok. It really seems like no matter what, Nova is always getting caught up in something, or he's always just showing you that he's doing something bad. Him and the fireworks and him and these recent allegations. Just anything he does, it's not good. He's also starting to go down the Cyrax route. Just starting to sympathy bait with these videos about how he has depression and anxiety. It just gave me that real William Goriel and Edward Boy are making fun of me again kind of vibes. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe, and tomorrow I'm gonna have Laughin' Lolcow on for the next episode of Lolcow Laugh Line. So I really hope to see you guys there, and as always, love y'all.